Hey guys, what's going on in the works? And I'm bringing you another Borderlands 2 skill tree build. And a lot of you guys liked the last one and you wanted to see the Commando in this one. We did the Assassin last time. And I thought the Commando would be fun because I beat the game with this particular build not too long ago, I think yesterday. And I'm going back through the game, completing some quests. So I've beaten the game twice now and once on Vault Hunter mode. So I have a good feel of how all the classes kind of work. I'm working on a Siren right now. And I didn't really expect to invest this much time into the game, but it has been a lot of fun. You notice I'm maxing out that far right tree, and I reset my skills so you guys could get an idea of kind of how I progressed. I sped it up a little bit, but you may notice that I do have a lot of skill points. That's because I did use a class modifier with this particular one because I beat the game with it. I was like, all right, let's have some fun with it, and I fooled around with different loadouts. So I'm only going to use the amount of skill points that you would normally have around this level, so I'm not going to go overboard. Now, this particular build, though, is going to focus very heavily on staying alive and some of the bonuses you get by getting kills, and it's going to focus on the turret. Now, you notice I'm maxing out this last row here. That's because I want that bottom thing there, the crisis management thing, and the double up, because it adds a second gun to your turret, and that's really big. Now, this particular mission we're on is called data mining. You actually have to survive a couple rounds of robots, and then the final round is kind of tricky. I'm going to show you guys the last 3 rounds, though, because it got kind of intense, because we do have varying levels of the people we're playing with right now, so we're not all we're actually kind of all over the place. We've got a 31, a 33, I think I'm 32, so I guess that's pretty close. But then you got Sergeant Juicy with level 39, so it kind of upped the ante on the difficulty a little bit. But what really makes this class tick, and the bread and butter of this class, is the turret. You have to use the turret to protect you, and that's why I like the protective shield on it. I've seen a lot of people use the Commando in a way that I kind of scratch my head with. They've been using it as a more of a offensive, do anything type class, where they're playing very aggressive, almost like they had a Gunzerker class build going on, and really the Commando doesn't really do that. Now, you can spec it out to be a little bit like that, especially if you pick some of those higher damage modifier things where he gains more damage as you go. One of the modifiers that I do use for that is the faster fire rate after you get a kill, I think, or if you're taking damage, one of the two, but it does help you in a pinch. But really what I use this class for is staying alive and keeping my team alive, and or reviving, because if you've ever played co-op, you'll know that your teammates are going to go down quite frequently. And because I do gain health if I kill someone even with my turret, that's one of the skills that you can max out, and if your turret kills someone and you're damaged, you'll start regaining health, and that's really advantageous. Not to mention that if your teammate goes down, you can throw your turret on top of your teammate and then revive him within the shield, and I found that to be very useful. But like I was saying, I've seen a lot of people playing these builds of very aggressive, but I've been using it so that the shield is kind of between me and the enemy, whereas if my turret goes down, I'm screwed, kind of. You may notice I'm using a very strange shield too at 738. That's because it did offer me some particular bonuses. I actually switch it out here towards the later goings, because for some reason I dropped my shield, or it didn't. Something got messed up when I went back through and started doing the game again. I don't really know what happened there, but the turret is really what keeps the Commando alive. I mean, like I said, I see a lot of people using this class with shotguns and assault rifles and SMGs and getting in close. I like to stick with more finesse weapons. Now, you do notice I have this pistol right here, and this does some really good damage at long ranges. And pistol ammo, for some reason, it always seems to be easy to find for me. I know it really just depends on what weapons you're using, is what ammo type will drop from whatever you kill. But for some reason, pistol and SMG ammo is really easy to find. At least it was when I was playing through with this particular build. I don't know the reasoning behind that, but I'm using an SMG, and like I said, that bonus I get from a faster fire rate as I'm damaging people is actually really advantageous, and it's one of my favorite things about the Commando. But I do keep a good sniper rifle on hand, and that's something that I think really helps this class, because if you look at the description of it, it says the Commando is something that needs to hang back behind the front lines. It utilizes the fact that it has the turret at its disposal, and that's something I think a lot of people overlook. I mean, I think they look at this, they look at the Commando, and they're like, oh yeah, let's go gung-ho, let's get out the shotguns, let's just go to town on this thing. And it really makes the game a lot more difficult than it really should be, because I think in essence the Commando should be a support class. I think this and the Assassin, I think this is kind of the middle ground between the Assassin, because the Assassin is the really far in the back class, The Commando is kind of up front, but at the same time he's kind of further back behind his turret. And then you've got these Sirens and the Gunzerkers, which are obviously going to be the classes that get in there and they do all the dirty work for us. They get the job done. I think the Siren is most likely probably the most powerful classes. You see our teammates are going down right now. They're getting owned by the turret. Unfortunately for me, I cannot revive him with my shield. That's my kind of intentions right there, but I realized I was still on cooldown of my shields, and I can't tell you how many times that has happened to me, because the cooldown on the shields, or your turret, is actually kind of large, and it's kind of frustrating because, you know, I'm used to the Assassin. I played the Assassin for the first 24 hours through this game, and the Assassin's cooldown is quite quick compared to the other ones, but then again, it's skill action and doesn't last for very long. So you can see this guy's getting hurt, I'm getting shot by the turret, throw down my shield, and I can revive my bro pretty easily. So it's a pretty good strategy, especially if you max out your survivalist tree. And then, like I said, I would suggest maxing out some of them in the far left column, because that's going to give you some damage bonuses. That's going to keep you alive a little bit better because you do gain some shields when you get kills and stuff like that. And that's really good because you, as a Commando, you want to stay alive. You want to kind of be that medic, kind of like Battlefield 3. You want to be the medic out there on the battlefield, staying alive and keeping other people alive. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick look at the Commando. If you'd like to see more of these skill tree loadouts, let me know, because I do enjoy doing them. They do take me a while to do, however, because I have to play through the game and kind of beat it to get a feel of how the class plays. Because I think that's only fair, because if I'm going to give you guys advice on how a skill tree build should be, I think I should play through the game at least once. So let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.